Ayo, you've been in Ekiti for, well, a while now, depending on where you look at it. So let's have it now. On a general sense of it, what is the level of preparedness, both from the side of the electorate, the parties, INEC, and other stakeholders? What's the level of preparedness for the election on Saturday?
You know, I told you earlier that strategy is quite changed on behalf of political parties. So what they've adopted right now is that door-to-door approach. Yes, we had a final rally from the All Progressive Congress yesterday, and it's likely that the People's Democratic Party will be having their own final rally today. But beyond these big rallies, they've adopted that strategy of going from door-to-door, 16 local governments and all the polling units, and they have this kind of, they have their structures in place across the states, and they've devised a means to reach out to the people directly. How effective that is going to be will be determined by the number of people that actually come out to vote on Saturday. You have less than 1 million registered voters in Ekiti State across the 16 local governments, and 16 aspirants will actually be slugging it out. Out of those 16 aspirants, we have 2 female aspirants here and 14 male aspirants. And as we pointed out earlier, it used to be a 2-horse race between the People's Democratic Party and the All Progressive Congress. And it's also instructive to tell you that there has never been a time that you have a political party that have won this election in Ekiti State since the creation of this state, back to back. When I say back to back, when John Ayodele was there was Niyi Adebayo in 1999 to 2003. There was Ayodele Fayose. Niyi Adebayo did not make it for his second time. Ayodele Fayose came from 2003 to 2007. He could not even do the second time because he was impeached along the line and everything. He staged a comeback. John Ayodele along the line too, actually, Shegoni actually did 3 years, and Ayodele actually was the governor, and he spent his first term, and after he went to Abuja, he couldn't make his re-election. So it was after when Fayose came back to complete his second term that John Ayodele was able to stage a second time. So what we are looking at here is that the sophistication, the sophistry in part of voters here, they know what they're doing. They don't go for political parties, they go for individuals, and they are very, in terms of awareness, they are very, very smart in terms of voter awareness in Ekiti State. So I can tell you that, look, it's going to be a very keen election, and that keen election is actually going to be a 3-horse race, not the normal APC, PDP we have. We have SDP in the fray, and SDP is really looking strong in Ekiti State.
Ayo, it looks like from what you have said also that what we are seeing here is a shadow war between 2 people, and then there's a third person who is coming up front. What I mean shadow war is that you have Kayode Fayeme's man who is running, you have Fayose's man who is running. Then the third of the tripod is Shegoni. And then you discover that other than Shegoni, the Bisi Kolawole and Oyebanji are actually
ADP
friends. They look like friends. They are in a sense carrying the baggage of their masters, but they on their own they are actually not supposed to be fighting each other. But Bisi Kolawole, for instance, was a campaign manager for Shegoni at one time. So it's interesting how all of this go. How is the electorate going to winnow the chaff from the wheat, or the wheat from the chaff, yes, as they say? Ezewagu
said something earlier. He said the turnout might be quite impressive because of this factor that you've actually identified. Now we have people that, they are from Shegoni. He is originally from the People's Democratic Party, and he ran for the primaries under People's Democratic Party, and he had to take his structure because he couldn't win that primary, BC Kolawole, the Fayoshe's man, actually emerged as the winner of that primary election. So Segun Oni took its structure to the Social Democratic Party. That's the situation we have here. But before, if you look at before pre-1999, it was one house. We just had APC and the People's Democratic Party. Whatever you have in other smaller political parties now, there are people that are aggrieved from the outcome of the primaries of the primary election from the PDP and from the APC. So it's going to be a kind of interesting contest. And Segun Oni, I can tell you, a former governor, he spent 3 years, and he was eased out of that office by Kayode Fayemi. Has been staging a comeback, and he has been looking forward to go back to that position. He was in the All Progressive Congress at a point in time. He moved to the People's Democratic Party, and he wasn't satisfied with the process in the People's Democratic Party, and he is in Social Democratic Party now. A lot of people, he has his followers, he has his people that come rain, come sunshine, it's going to be Segun Oni. And the All Progressive Congress, they have their legacy here. A lot of people that are saying that, that to sustain the legacy of Kayode Fayemi and this thing, what he has done in the last 4 years, that they want the continuation, the kind of continuity. That's when Oyebanji comes in, that they will be looking forward to maintain the status quo. But there's also a BC Kolawole, not forgetting that Fayoshe is a strong man when it comes to Ekiti politics, and is the leader of the People's Democratic Party here. So there's a kind of balance, and it's going to be keenly contested.
All right. Now, Ayodele, basically, I know you've spoken to a lot of Ekiti residents. What do they really want in the next governor? And how are those things shaping the way the campaigns are going? What are the issues, really?
Unemployment, poverty, infrastructure, and security seems to be, frontline in terms of what I've seen so far. The level of unemployment is so high in Ekiti State, and like every other state in Nigeria. The poverty rate is so high, it's so alarming, and they also have security issues. Now, I can tell you that, look, in some areas, it might not be widely reported, but they've had their own fair share of kidnapping, banditry across the border of Ekiti State. There's a place in Ekiti South that shares the same border with Kwara State, with Kogi State too. So when you are looking at it, that Ekiti State is also having its own fair share of insecurity. So people out there, they are looking for who is going to help them with, create more jobs. It's an agrarian state, create more jobs for the teaming graduates we have here. They are highly educated, but unemployment seems to be a very, very big deal here.